Good morning, boys and girls. It's Saturday morning. That must mean it's time for another episode of the Saturday Morning Review. I am your host, Intern Rick, and today we're going to be taking a look at the Jazwares Yogi Bear Figure. So sit right back. Making his television debut in 1958, Yogi Bear first appeared as a secondary character on Hanna-Barbera's The Huckleberry Hound Show. Eventually becoming more popular than Huckleberry himself, Yogi and his little sidekick Boo Boo were given their own show in 1961, making them the first Hanna-Barbera characters to be spun off on their own. For over 50 years now, Yogi has been stealing picnic baskets the world over, proving he really is smarter than the average bear. Today, we take a look at the Jazwares Yogi Bear Figure. Alright everybody, just like with the Tom and Jerry figures, this Yogi figure comes packaged in a classic Hanna-Barbera style blister card pack. It features the exact same cast photo of characters, as well as the figure franchises that will appear in this line. And just like with last week, I have carefully cut along the bubble to remove the tray from the card. Alright, so here we have our Yogi Bear figure, and you will notice, just like with the Tom and Jerry, this figure has no ties keeping him to the tray. Alright, so here we have our Yogi Bear figure! Woo-hoo-hoo! So you'll notice, just like with Tom and Jerry, he is made out of molded bear plastic, very little paint application on this figure. Paint on his hat, paint on his face, paint on his tie and collar, and that's pretty much about it. We've got articulation at the wrists. Now I will note that this wrist articulation is very flimsy. It does feel like if it's messed around with too much, it will probably break, so you want to be careful with that. We've got articulation that moves up and down at the elbows, and we've got up and down and pivoting articulation at the shoulders. So just like with Tom and Jerry, we've got the articulation at the waist, but I will note that with this Yogi figure, he does seem to be pretty solid. You've got to give him a good tug to even get him to separate. And we've got articulation at the ankles. Now I would like to note that this figure does not have any articulation at the neck, so you cannot turn his head. You've got to pivot him at the waist. No articulation at the neck. So I don't really care for that, but what are you gonna do? So, there's our Yogi, and he comes packaged with this nice little picnic basket accessory. Alright, so there's our Yogi. I really wish I can get a Boo Boo to go along with him sometime. So that'll take care of it for this week. Well, alright everybody, that's about going to wrap things up for this week. So what did you think? Some more good Hanna-Barbera goodness? Got a little bit more of that bare plastic and loose joints, but it looks like that is going to be consistent in this line. But on the whole, they're still pretty awesome. Be sure to check back next week whenever we take a look at the Fred Flintstone and Dino figures. Until then, take care.